Trevor and Otto. Edward had gone away to be mended. He enjoyed his stay in the works, but was glad to go home. He was happier still to find a familiar face at his station. "Welcome home," beamed Trevor. "I almost didn't notice you coming. There wasn't a clang to be heard." "The workman did wonders," Edward chuckled. "No more disturbing your afternoon naps when I passed by. Have you been settling in?" "Just fine. James ran the line well in your absence, and everyone's been kind, but—" "Yes?" Edward urged. Well," Trevor faltered. "I suppose there has been a bump in the road, if you take my meaning." "Ah, yes," Edward replied knowingly. "I quite understand." The bump in the road was Otto, a retired taxi. Many years ago, the vicar purchased him at a knockdown price. His sons thought having a taxi for a family car was grand. Otto relished the attention, but there seemed to be less of it since the arrival of a certain traction engine. Next morning, Trevor was working in the orchard when he heard an unmistakable grinding sound. Otto halted in the car park and watched the vicar walking into the church. Having a good day, Otto?" Trevor smiled brightly. Otto harumphed in his usual way. "Bit hazy for my liking." His gaze rested on the steam wafting from Trevor's funnel. "I do apologize," Trevor blushed. Mr. Cole and I have been working hard all morning." "Strange idea of working hard you have, son," Otto rumbled. "Picking apples, giving them children joyrides. He trailed off, noticing Trevor's gleaming paint. "Suppose we can't all be shining jewels, he finished, glancing at his own dusty doors and frames. "Makes it easier to tell who's really been working." Trevor decided it was fruitless to say more. Later, the vicar spoke to Trevor. "I shan't be present tomorrow, old fellow. I'm taking my family to the beach." "That sounds lovely, sir," Trevor beamed. "I don't suppose you'd like me to take you?" "The boys would love that," the vicar chuckled. "But we'd prefer to arrive before sundown." Trevor smirked. He enjoyed the vicar's dry humor, but Otto didn't quite see the joke. "Ha!" he growled triumphantly. "You hear that, son? Real work reaps rewards, "Oh dear," Trevor sighed, as Otto squealed away. "I hope he doesn't spoil their fun." Otto was sputtering with pride as he rolled along the next morning. "The new toy's lost its shine already, he chuckled to himself. "A shame Trevor couldn't take us, the vicar's sons remarked. He'd love a seaside trip." At the mere mention of Trevor, Otto made awful grinding noises. "Horrid cheap thing," the vicar's wife moaned. "When will you listen to me and buy a new car?" Apologies, dear, the vicar replied sheepishly, trying to keep Otto from running off the road. All was well once they arrived at the beach. The sand was warm and the water sparkled. The family made a dash to the sea. Feeling satisfied, Otto closed his eyes. Silly old Trevor, he chuckled as he dozed in the sun. Where are the keys? Otto woke to find the vicar frantically searching the beach bags. Blast! They must be in here somewhere. Have you seen the keys, dear? He asked his wife. I've no clue what they look like. Perhaps I would. If you ever let me drive the thing. Oh, not now, dear. Come on, boys, start looking. The vicar and his boys combed the entirety of the beach several times over, but the keys eluded them. Right, the vicar decided. To the station at once. We must catch Edward's last train home. Otto was gobsmacked. What about me? You'll have to wait here for the time being, the vicar sighed. Otto could only watch helplessly as the family made a dash towards the station. He gazed across the water. The sun sunk lower on the horizon, and the sea breezes grew colder. I'll rust before I'm rescued, he sighed as darkness descended. His eyes grew as heavy as his heart, and before he knew it, he drifted to sleep once more. Otto was glad to be moving when he next awoke. Strangely, he didn't feel his motor running. He blinked hard. Trevor, being driven by the vicar, was towing him along. What's going on? Good morning, Otto. Trevor beamed. Apologies for the delay. I'm not as fast as you, but it's better to be moving slowly than not at all. Ain't there someone else you could have called, sir? Otto moaned. I could have had you towed and paid a ghastly fee, but Trevor insisted he retrieve you at once, the vicar scolded. I was surprised, given how horrid you've been to him. Never mind him, sir, I replied. Perhaps Otto's changed his mind about steam, since it's the key to getting him home. Cars and buses honked with laughter as they paraded slowly through town. I say, Otto, called Bertie, finally on your last wheels? No, Bertie, Trevor smiled. You could say he's out for a joyride. Otto felt very silly indeed. His embarrassment grew when the keys were found under the driver's seat. He never probably thanked Trevor, but his grunts and grievances ceased to be. The vicar thought this was a sign of change. Trevor, meanwhile, thinks he stayed mute for fear of another parade. I reckon Trevor is onto something. Don't you?